2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. And on tap tonight, it's the New Orleans Pelicans going up against the Rockets in Houston. Taking a look at the Rockets, this is a team they played pretty well against last season, going 3-1. They'll look to keep that edge tonight. And last season, we saw James Harden take on the role of acting point guard for his team. Even with the switch, he continued to pour in the points. But the real story, the assists, man, why was that move so good?
Well, Harden has always been a ball-dominant point guard, I just think he's an underrated passer, but he's always been a great distributor. Now he's just doing it more. He's trying to average that triple-double.
You know what the funny thing is? When he didn't have the ball and he wasn't playing the point, I think he looked for a shot more. But knowing that it's in his hands every possession allows him the freedom to pass the basketball, and it's helped the Rockets.
Interesting. Now let's go to Kevin Harlan. He's got the call.
We've got NBA basketball in store for you here in Houston, Texas, the home of the Rockets, live on 2K Sports. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, to this broadcast of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, along with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, our terrific analysts, and David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. This game in Houston marks the start of a homestand for the Rockets. This is a game they expect to win. They come into this matchup confident and ready to take care of business.
And what you love about rivalry games, doesn't matter where the teams are in the standings. This is about pride.
Well, as much as guys talk about it and try to downplay it, we know what's at stake here. You get into the game, and then your emotions take over.
Now, the opening lineup for the New Orleans Pelicans. The star big men pair of Davis and Cousins are up front. Holiday out there with Rajon Rondo, and it's Mirotic in at the 3 slot. Rondo goes up and lays it nice and easy. Now about halfway through the season, Brent, some teams looking great, but we still have a long way to go. We're talking about an 82-game schedule that is meant to put teams and players really to a full test.
Yeah, it's really something. I oftentimes find myself, Kevin, looking back after 14 years of playing at a team's schedule for an upcoming season, and I scratch my head and I go, wow, I used to do that? I mean, that's not easy to do.
It's very difficult. I agree. Rondo against Paul. He feeds it to Harden. 6 on the shot clock. Anderson, a screen on Davis. Off the screen. That doesn't go either for Ariza. Rondo against Paul. Down low. Here's Cousins. Davis, the pass to Cousins. And Cousins throws it down.
Well, it takes a lot more than that to stop DeMarcus Cousins. He is a huge presence down there, and he answers every defensive challenge they pose.
And now just over a minute played here in the first. Paul kicks to Ariza. Pass to Harden. Anderson a screen on Holiday. Harden dishes to Capella. Anderson wide open. Bangs home the trifecta.
Good when it left his digits. Really one of the better snipers in the league.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, I was able to talk with Mike D'Antoni for just a minute. He said even though this was their first meeting of the year, he did not expect there to be a feeling out period between these teams. He said, we have a group of guys who can score and do it in a hurry. We're going to go right at them and test their defense early on. Looks like they're in attack mode. Kevin, back to you.
Okay, thanks, DA. And guys, what do you make of David's report putting a premium on offense right away?
I think it's a good plan, as long as it doesn't come at the expense of their defense. They can't ignore that part of the game.
Well, I love the fact that there's no player ever in the history of this league that gets excited about a coach who talks about, we're really going to change up our defense and make sure that that's a priority. Guys are always excited about the O.
And it's good, 2 points.
Well, when Davis can get that kind of position down low, those kinds of looks are pretty much golden.
Anderson the screen. And Harden wide open. He shoots almost, but it rolls out. Outside Holiday. And Mirotic kicks to Davis. In the corner, Harden. And out of bounds it is. Last touch by Mirotic. We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. Screen by Capella. Clock at 6. Paul kicks to Anderson. And here's Harden for 3.
Right now, I think just his demeanor is hurting the team. His shooting's been off, and he knows it.
Here's Holiday outside for Rondo. Down low, here's Davis. Good. And it's Rondo who picks up the assist.
No amount of D right there is going to stop AD when he's that close to the 10.
Harden against Holiday from 13, and he drops that one in.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Davis sets a screen. Pass to Holiday. Outside Rondo. Feeds it to Cousins. Outside Holiday. A three-pointer off the mark. For the Houston Rockets, they come into tonight following a loss to the Trailblazers.
Yeah, and the second chance points, guys, mean a lot over the course of a game, and they just had so few opportunities, and I think that was their Achilles heel.
Yeah, they were like good college players, one and done. You got to be able to make some noise on the offensive glass and keep possessions alive. They weren't able to do that.
Davis down low. Capella's there. A second chance effort. They shoot again, and it's laid in by Davis. Davis has got his third bucket of the night.
Just a phenomenal crash from Anthony Davis on the boards there. He comes up with the rebound and gets an easy putback.
Anderson a screen on Rondo. Here's Harden. Another miss by Harden.
Perfect defense. Contesting without fouling. Exactly what you want to do, especially deep into the paint.
Well, a few things have become clear with Rondo in the past few seasons. One, Greg, he needs to be happy with his situation in order to be productive. And two, he can give you big numbers at times, but he isn't the player he once was on that Celtic team.
Yeah, and Rondo, he's such a hard-headed guy and has his own way of approaching things. If you clash with him, everything goes up in flames with his game. He needs to be on the same page with his coach, and he's running out of coaches who will put up with it.
Now here's Rondo following the shot by Chris Paul. Here's Davis. Can't hit from the low block. Rockets trail by 6. Over in the corner, Paul. The Rockets again can't hit. New Orleans has gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Holiday. And the rejection by Harden. Anderson the screen. Harden can't hit.
Well, he's gotten shots up, but they're not finding the rim. The squad's suffering because of it right now, a bit out of rhythm.
And that's out of bounds. New Orleans will retain possession. Nene, he's checked in for Capella. Ian Clark's checked in for New Orleans. Here's Cousins. Out of bounds. Houston takes possession. And where the shots been coming from tonight? Here's a look broken down by paint, mid-range, and three-point shot attempts so far for the Pelicans.
And they haven't been able to exploit the three from the corner. Maybe some better ball movement would help open the floor and get that shot into their arsenal.
Rockets trail by 6. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
That one goes in, and that's now 6 points for James Harden.
And you got to enjoy watching Harden down low, doing whatever he wants in the paint.
Cousins with it, picked up by Nene. Cousins, the pass to Mirotic, over Anderson, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's on Nene. The pick and roll takes great timing for both players and a feel for the game and what the defense is going to show. Brent, in your opinion, which tandems are the best at running it?
Well, I think Russell Westbrook and Steven Adams have really done a great job of establishing a great chemistry in the pick and roll. And it's interesting, Kevin, because as centers and point guards play together, the more games that they have, the more used to one another they are in terms of sometimes setting good hard screens and sometimes not really setting a screen at all, setting up the slip and creating opportunities that way. Russell Westbrook, Steven Adams, Chris Paul, insert player here. Pretty good combinations.
Yeah, I like that. Catching up on the changes for Houston. Mbaamute's checked in for Anderson. Johnson comes in for Trevor Ariza. And Gordon subbed in for Paul. Alexis Ajinça has checked in for New Orleans. DeAndre Liggins checks in for Drew Holiday. And last year, one of the bigger surprises in the NBA, the Houston Rockets.
And remember, absent Dwight Howard, a lot of people thought maybe they're going to take a step back. And in the year where several other super teams in the league kind of took a step forward, the Rockets were able to hold their own. The team has a system that works, and they have bought into it. And top to bottom, they've been making smart decisions. A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
Outside Gordon. Kicks it to Mbaamoute. Gordon a screen. 5 on the clock. Here's Harden. Again, the miss by Harden.
Yeah, the defense cannot afford to be that lazy. You got to be up on the shooters at all times, especially at the mid-range. Such astounding shooting right now from him. He is untouchable from the perimeter. What a performance.
Screen by Mbaamoute. Gordon inside. Rebound by Ajinça.
Wow, just in shock that he missed that layup. Not a lot of defense there.
And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Now let's take a peek at the league leaders in scoring. James Harden, number 1.
And all you have to do is point to his name at the top of that list. Does that tell the story well enough or what? What a season.
And that one falls for Mirotic. And the Pelicans' 2017 first-round pick went to the Kings as part of the DeMarcus Cousins trade. Brent, how does this team find help along the perimeter?
A lot of this comes down to the Pelicans and scouting not only the NBA and the college ranks, but maybe the international ranks to try to find some guys to come in and be not only 3 and D players, but also good cohesive players to play alongside what DeMarcus Cousins can do and what Anthony Davis provides.
Took him no time at all on that one. Gordon's got his first basket of the night.
Sweet, sweet string music from Gordon on the jumper. Great touch.
Out to the right wing. Here's Diallo. He's guarded by Mbamute. Mirotic's shot is off.
Yeah, and something we always talk about, though, shot selection.
Well, being aggressive is one thing, but aggression with control is another, and you need both elements working together.
Now here's Johnson. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. A shot by Nene, no good.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Well, it's like Thanksgiving out there, carving out space off the screen. Just couldn't complete the play.
Here's Gordon. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Trailblazers in Portland. Pelicans leading by 7. There's the pick. And Mirotic kicks to Diallo. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
And they've done the job on the offensive glass.
Last game in New Orleans, they picked up the win against the 76ers.
And the difference on that night is their ability to knock down triples.
Well, if you choose your shots wisely and then they start to go down, it just builds up confidence. There's a huge cachet of that in this game, and once that happened, they just rolled it out.
Yeah, still moving a little bit when he set that screen. He'll argue that he was set, but I really didn't think so.
No, that's a good call. Just keep arguing with the officials because they change that call all the time. Not.
Ejuan Moore, he's checked in for Mirotic. And the jam by Ajinça.
Moore working out of the pick and roll. He's effective shooting and passing behind the screen.
Rockets trail by 11. Eric Gordon on the wing. He kicks it to Nene. Left side, Gordon. Picked him clean. Moore outside. To the inside. Diallo.
Yeah, pounding it inside once again. They have taken over this game physically.
Well, it's so nice to have the early lead. This is where you want to stick with what's working until somebody shuts you down.
The Rockets again can't hit. New Orleans leading by 13. Clark, the pass to Diallo. The shot, no good. The Rockets go the other way with it. To the inside, and slam dunk by Nene.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points. Clark kicks to Liggins. 1:04 left to play in the first. Clark dishes to Liggins. Kick out to Moore. Goes back up. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Moore goes into the contact. He's saying, I want more contact. Ejuan Moore out of Purdue, the 45th pick in the 2011 draft. Really pretty much a 3-and-D combo guy and has some versatility even to guard the point guards.
First one falls for him. And Moore is certainly a self-made player. He prides himself, in fact, on his work ethic.
You think about in 2017, Moore coming around, drilling 77 three-pointers and shooting 37% last year. So becoming a bit more effective as a two-way player with those kind of numbers.
And so Moore nails both of them.
And they've clearly been the aggressors here early on, drawing fouls and working themselves to the line.
And that one, good.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Liggins, the pass to Clark. That one off the back iron and out. Right side, Gordon. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
And Eric Gordon has long been noted as a terrific shooter, but I felt like he was able to display just how great he can be last season. Had that green light whenever he was on the floor, and really near the top of the league in terms of threes attempted and made.
2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. And for Gordon, he's been a great catch-and-shoot player in the past, Greg. The difference last season was the improvement in his pull-up threes.
And there is a world of difference between shooting a 3 off the pass as opposed to off the dribble. The pull-up threes are what make players like Steph Curry so hard to guard. And when Gordon added that to his game, I think it helped his overall ability to score the basketball. And one thing that is quite clear with the Rockets in terms of their approach is their shot selection. They prefer easy layups or threes. Very rarely will you see them play that in-between game.
Johnson with it. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Screen by Baamute. With 1 on the clock. Anthony Davis firing on all cylinders for the New Orleans Pelicans. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. Back right after this. And earlier, Chris Paul told us about the depth of their roster. So important for any team.
Our bench is amazing. It's so exciting because when our bench comes in, more often than not, if we're losing, they're going to get us the lead. And if we have the lead, they're going to increase the lead. And it's fun to watch because everybody cheers for each other, too.
When your starters feel that good about their second unit guys, that's a heck of a asset that a team can have. And if you've seen Chris Paul cheering from the bench, you know that it's very, very true.
And Kevin, that's the kind of team that's always been so much fun to play on. Everybody's really pulling for one another, no matter who's playing. Even in practice with that kind of a team, you tend to have more fun.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And a comfortable margin for the Pelicans here, guys.
I mean, through that first quarter, to me, it's all about their D.
Well, there's a lot of ways to build a lead. This one's built on stops.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So on the floor for Houston, Gordon out there with P.J. Tucker. Then there's Nene. Then it's Mbamute. And it's Johnson in at the 3. Stolen. Here's Liggins. Just over a minute gone here in the second quarter. And it's Clark in the corner. Over Gordon. And the shot is long. Rockets trail by 15. Here's the teardrop. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Well, Eric Gordon is always a threat as a 2-guard to score. However, the defense gets a little too physical with him there, which is why he gets to the free throw line.
The Rockets have shot 2 free throws, and they're 1 of 2 so far.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good. We see it so often. A player will languish in one system, then flourish in another. Brent, during your 14-year career, which coach's system fit you the best, you think?
Well, I think my years in Seattle, we opened up the offense a little bit. I had the opportunity to play more of a point off guard. But I also enjoyed the structure of what Greg Popovich's system in San Antonio offered up as well. It's always interesting, Kevin, with players who are languishing on benches for other ball clubs, how general managers start to assess whether that guy can be part of something great if they were to bring him in. I had the opportunity to play for a lot of great coaches and thought that I mixed up my game enough to make it a long career.
Rockets trail by 14. Eric Gordon on the wing. Over Holiday. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. 6 points for Eric Gordon.
Not sure how people underestimate continually how great Chris Paul has been. Sixth sense kind of stuff there, knowing where his teammate was.
Holiday goes in. Oh, and it looks like that's going to be a goaltending call. Yep, that's it. So they'll get the basket.
Just barely too late and catches it on the way down. He's already in the air there, committed, so can't fault him for going for the block.
Trevor Ariza's checked in for the Rockets. Paul kicks to Ariza. Passes it to Tucker. Anderson, a screen on Holiday. Rocket 6. Here's Tucker. Fouled in the act of shooting. A three-point play chance coming up.
He has a little bit of trickeration with that one. Gets that one to go against the limb.
Wait, did you just say trickeration, GA? I think it's a size disadvantage there that he was willing to attack, but you have to develop that skill set and have counters.
One shot, gentlemen.
That's good from Tucker. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Moore dishes to Cousins.
Yo, Rajon.
There's the pass to Diallo. Right wing. Outside Rondo to the left side wing. Cousins. It's rebounded by Houston. And going against New Orleans, their first meeting of the year.
And they usually came out on top when these two teams faced off last year. No surprise, they're the better team.
Here's Ariza. And the lead is down inside single digits. Ariza's got his first 2 points.
That floater is a thing of beauty, effective when it's used the right way.
Rondo passes to Diallo. To the inside. Stolen by Anderson. Here's Tucker. No good on the three.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
And it's Paul penetrating over Rondo. It's good, and the New Orleans lead is cut down now to just 7 on the basket from Paul.
I think Chris Paul, as he's gotten later into his career, shooting more and more from the three-point line, but the mid-range jumper is still extra special.
Now here's Rondo. He's coming off a 10-point game against Philadelphia. And Moore kicks to Diallo. Got a piece of it. Cousins dishes to Moore. 2 on the clock. Fades away. Hits the front of the rim and out.
And lots of credit for the team around him. They're picking up the slack here tonight. He just can't buy a bucket right now.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Paul.
Yeah, this is where you have to sharpen up your passing. That's a careless turnover.
And the Rockets making a change here. Harden's checked in. And New Orleans also making a change. Davis is checked in. Pelicans leading by 7. Outside Rondo. Davis sets a screen. Rondo on top, defended by Paul. Here's Holiday, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And Drew Holiday is 6'4", maybe Brent closer to 6'5" in shoes. Huge for the point guard position.
Well, that size helps him out a lot defensively, especially when he uses his hands as well as he does. You know, most of the point guards in the league, Kevin, are good defensively at tipping passes and predicting plays. Drew Holiday has all of the physical sets to be a more dominant defender at that position.
free throw, no good.
He's only listed at 6'4", but Holiday plays bigger than that. That's the case on D more than anywhere else. He can guard 3 positions, and there's a lot of value in that.
He's off on the second. And a story of 2 halves last season for the Pelicans. An 0-8 start, but encouraging signs, Brent, down the stretch.
Yeah, they ended up with the 11th best net rating in the NBA after they made the trade during the All-Star weekend for DeMarcus Cousins. So if this team can gel and if they can get these pieces to work together, they do have the chance not only to excel, but to be very special with the unique talents of their bigs.
Shot to end this cold run. Screen by Cousins. Here's Rondo. Misses in close.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
You hear a lot about rim protection. This is a good example of how valuable it can be.
Oh, great ball movement there.
New Orleans has gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Cousins with a screen for Rondo. Kick out to Moore. And it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. Moore's got 5.
Well, each one more doesn't get a lot of open touches, but when he does, he's got to be prepared to shoot. So lets that one go quickly.
And the rejection by Cousins. He scores the basket. That's field goal number 3 for him.
And that's what you want in transition, a high percentage opportunity.
The story is true, and here the defense does a very poor job of matching up.
Paul can't get it to go. Pelicans leading by 7, and Holiday has it in the corner. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. The drive by Paul. Another miss by Houston. New Orleans has gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Holiday, the pass to Davis. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Rockets have gone 6 of 11 from the floor. Over 50% shooting here in the second quarter. Houston moving the ball around. Here's Harden, and he got the whistle, so he'll have a 3-point play opportunity.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Well, across the board last season, James Harden, Greg, saw his numbers jump through the roof, but he showed improvement both in his defensive engagement as well as his rebounding. Not something that a lot of us saw coming.
Yeah, that's a good point. And with Harden, I think the rebounding is the really surprising number. Went from being an average rebounding guard to a great one the last few seasons. He's been showing more of a dedication to all aspects of the game.
Free throw drops for Harden.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Now here's Rondo. And they get some nice contributions from him on a nightly basis as he averages over 11 points a game from about 19 feet. No good from Cousins. Rockets trail by 6. Paul left side. Takes the 12-footer and hits. Paul's got 4 points now in the quarter.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Rondo kicks to Mirotic. Davis sets a screen. Holiday inside the line. Rebounded by Capella. Capella's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
He can't make a thing out there right now, guys. If he keeps this up, don't be surprised if his team gives up this lead.
And finished off by Davis.
Well, Drew not giving the opposition a holiday, ultimately leading to a simple finish on the other end of the floor.
Harden kicks to Ariza. Now here's Capella. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Portland. He can't get it to go. Rondo with some nice D. Here's Mirotic. And another 3 for New Orleans.
And just Shakespearean there, a smart read. Saw the defense was collapsing inside, so he wisely pulled up from the outside and drilled it.
Paul kicks to Capella. The three. Harden's shot is off. Pelicans leading by 9. Holiday dishes to Cousins. Rondo kicks to Davis. Back to Rondo. The tray. But they recover it. Moves back up. Davis, the pass to Cousins. And then Cousins with the dunk.
Well, Cousins with his height is able to get up there and jam that one down. Just get the ball deep to him on the inside and pretty much he'll take care of the rest.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets.
AD already in his young career averaging over 22 points a game, and he can score in isolation, but where he's very elite is finishing off the assist, and also as a guy who runs the floor at his size extremely well.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Nene, he's checked in for Clint Capella. And Bahamute comes in for Ryan Anderson. Johnson, he's checked in for Trevor Ariza. And it's Gordon in for Paul.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Mirotic inside. He's guarded by Johnson. And with Davis's length, awfully tough, Brent, to block his shot around the basket.
I think that gives him confidence that he can get around any defender. And Kevin, I would tell you, if Anthony Davis is a good defender himself, he can pick up some of the visual clues against the guys who are trying to defend him, where he can become a more offensive player.
And here's Gordon. 6 points for him from deep. Harden.
And he got off to a nice start, but has slowed down here in the second quarter.
And there's the call by the official. They'll count the basket here following the goaltending call.
Yeah, that's a tough call for the refs to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
Pelicans leading by 9. There's a screen. Clark dishes to Davis. Here's Mirotic. His three-pointers off the mark.
And one thing I liked in the first quarter was their aggressiveness to draw the contact, putting the defense on the defensive.
New Orleans has gone for the three-pointers 7 times here in the second and been successful 3 times. Here's Clark, defended by Gordon. Clark kicks to Ajinça. Count it.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Rockets trail by 9. Harden outside. Nene outside. He dishes it to Johnson. Rebounded by Ajinça. Ajinça's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Liggins. Some solid defense there by Nene. Houston's gotten into trouble with the 3-ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. Harden, no good.
That's a shot you got to step up on. Wide open, no coverage. Good shooters don't miss that often.
Davis kicks to Mirotic. Out of bounds. Houston takes possession. And a chance here to take a look at the shooting chart for Harden.
And the three-point game stands out as a major sore spot. It just has not been falling for him. I think at this point you start to get away from that shot. Try to engage in other parts of the offense. You don't want to hurt your team if that long ball isn't there.
1:04 left in the first half. Now the feed to Nene. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And from the day that Anthony Davis was drafted, New Orleans had a win-now mindset.
Well, that's what the decree from the upper management was, and maybe a little bit unfair to put that kind of pressure on such a young superstar talent who wanted to find his way in the NBA. The front office focused on making some trades and surrounding him right away without understanding exactly what Anthony Davis was going to be good at. Let's face it, he's still great, and there's still that opportunity for AD.
He's off on the first. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Houston. And the second free throw, good.
And when you watch this Rockets team, you can see just how explosive they are on the offensive end. Almost everyone on the floor can hurt you from deep, and they all know their role and execute it to a T.
Now, here is Mirotic. He picked up 18 points in their last win against Philadelphia. Johnson outside. Nene, the pass to Johnson. Mirotic grabs the miss.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks.
If they can just hold this now for the last shot.
Right, no need to give the ball back here. Run the clock down, be patient, and run a decent play.
There's the pick. Right side, Gordon. A floater, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. This is his 3rd trip to the free throw line in the game.
And really, you cannot ignore how good he's been at the line all season long, over 90%.
Two shots.
That free throw good from Gordon. New Orleans making a switch here. And so he makes both from the line. Here's Clark. And so it's New Orleans with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They've set the tone. They love their tempo. They're going to be very tough to stop. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks a lot. High turnovers in the first half, James. I'm sure that ball security will be a focus in the second half.
Yeah, that's still too many turnovers, especially on forced turnovers. So we got to really lock in on our turnovers, make the right play at all times.
James, thanks for the time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the halftime show on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. It was a big-time first quarter from Anthony Davis. He had 14 points, 2 block shots, and 2 assists. Kenny, your thoughts, how the Pelicans are playing?
You have to love a team that pounds the offensive glass. That's going to gain you extra possessions. And check this out. Sometimes just having more offensive chances than your opponent wins the basketball game.
Shaq, how'd you think the Rockets were playing?
Well, if you can't shoot the ball, you might want to stop chucking it up. They keep trying the 3, but it's not going down. They're relying too much on the 3 ball, way too much. It's good when it's falling for you, but when it's not, you have to try something else.
That's it for now as the second half's just about ready to go.
Day turning tonight here in the Southwest. We're in Houston. Welcome back, everyone. Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. You look at Anthony Davis in this game, he's been everywhere.
And how about that? Already through 2 quarters and some change, he's got a double-double.
Well, it's an impressive performance thus far, but it goes beyond just his ability. Right now, he's just simply outworking the opponent.
Pelicans leading by 6. So the Pelican 5 right now. The bigs inside, Davis and Cousins. Rajon Rondo is out there with Holiday, and it's Mirotic in at small forward. Harden left side. The shot from 20 feet away, and he hits the jumper for 2. Harden's got the first points to start out the third quarter for the Rockets. Pelicans shooting 43% for the game. And a wide open look for Rondo. Here's Mirotic. And Capella sends it back. They recover it. Cousins with a screen on Capella. Here's Davis. Goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. That's on Clint Capella.
And you can see the lower body strength from AD right there. Able to take contact, get fouled, and still get the shot to go.
One shot.
That one misses for Davis. And over the past decade, we've seen the creation of several super teams. How hard is it to manage the various egos and make sure the touches are the same, or at least they understand why the touches are being doled out the way they are?
I think the teams that have great management and great coaches that are in touch with these guys, Kevin, understand what type of player are you getting. Doing your homework and understanding, are these guys at a situation in their careers where they're still needing to prove something, or are they ready to get down to the business of winning? If it's about winning, that ego goes out the door.
For New Orleans, they have knocked down 5 of their 9 attempts at the stripes tonight.
And they've been ordinary on the season as well, just about 75% from the line.
One shot.
And that one falls for DeMarcus Cousins.
You like the passion and energy that Cousins plays with. As long as it's in control, he goes hard at it every game.
Anderson the screen. It's Harden with the drive. Over in the corner, Paul. Back to Harden. Over Holiday. Again, the miss by Harden.
Pretty surprised he missed that shot. The defense was decent, but not really a factor.
Holiday dishes to Mirotic. Over Ariza. And the foul called on DeMarcus Cousins. That's his first foul. Rockets trail by 9. Paul outside. Rockets keep it going with the new 24-second clock.
Well, the D did their job there. Excellent contest to alter the close ranger.
Well placed alley-oop pass into the layup.
And it seems like everything Anthony Davis is touching is turning to gold. And by gold, Kevin, I mean 2 points.
And it's the Rockets with the ball. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. Anderson the screen. Ariza against Mirotic. Dishes it to Harden. Can they get it? Harden missing again. New Orleans leading by 11. Mirotic has a wide open look, and it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. Rondo's got 3 assists tonight. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Outside Holiday. Here's Davis, and it's Davis finishing it off.
Defense maybe got away with a foul there, but AD too good for their best efforts with that shot.
Timeout called, the Rockets.
He does not look happy. Their defensive rebounding has been putrid, and they're giving up a ton of second chance points.
Sounds weird to say, but a guy 7 feet tall like Anthony Davis could be considered an out-of-nowhere superstar. In high school, he was a skinny kid on the bench, not like he's big now. But until an 8-inch growth spurt changed everything. That's why he's got those point guard skills.
A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Paul kicks to Harden. Anderson the screen. Holiday against Ariza. Shot clock at 6. And here's Anderson from the arc. It's good from long range. Anderson's got 9 points. And Davis wasn't on the recruiting radar really until his senior year of high school.
I really cannot believe that, especially after watching the 1 year in Kentucky, winning a national championship, the most outstanding player of the tournament, the #1 pick, grabbing a gold medal. I mean, the scouts are out there, right?
And here's Harden following DeMarcus Cousins' 3. Count that one. 15 points for James Harden.
Well, fantastic awareness, finishing with ease at the rim, and the defense was just not a factor.
Outside Rondo, screened by Cousins, lets it go from deep. Here's Davis, and there's the bucket. Staying with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. Davis has got 8 here in the quarter.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Now here's Ariza. He's been a reliable scorer for him as he's averaging up over 13 points a game. On offense, here are the Pelicans. They're on a 17-5 run. Holiday. Outside for Davis. Here's Rondo. That's in there. Davis with the assist. Davis has got 3 assists now in this one.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Now here is Harden. He's got 15. Now the dish to Anderson. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. Pelicans leading by 18. Outside Rondo. He feeds it to Cousins. They set the pick. Back to Rondo. Screen by Cousins. Outside for Davis. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. They push it up 4 on 3. Here's Anderson. And he banks in the layup. Anderson's got 11.
Well, if they're going to win this game, he's going to require just a little bit of help. Many of the shots he's taking are finding the hoop.
Cousins with a screen for Holiday. Inside. And Cousins throws it down.
Great job by Holiday keeping his head on a swivel, finding his man with the perfect pass there to finish off the pick and roll.
Rockets trail by 18. Anderson outside, shoots the 3, bangs home the trifecta. Anderson's got a pair of 3s now here in the 3rd for the Rockets.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
Holiday dishes to Rondo. Holiday against Harden. Pass to Mirotic. Second shot opportunity, and he sinks the layup. Mirotic has got 5 points now in the quarter.
Second chance points have really been an issue here defensively.
Timeout called, the Rockets. And Brent, some pressure on the Pelicans front office and coaching staff to win now.
Well, Alvin Gentry has dealt with a lot of injuries surrounding Anthony Davis in his short tenure with the Pelicans, and it took a little while for the organization to confirm that the upper management and coaching staff would be back for this season. So it feels a bit tenuous. Hopefully they can get themselves together and be one of the teams with that kind of talent that finds their way into the postseason this year.
Houston making some changes. Nene, he's checked in for Clint Capella. And Gordon subbed in for James Harden. A big group substitution here for New Orleans. Diallo, he's checked in for Davis. DeAndre Liggins checks in for Mirotic. Morris checked in for Drew Holiday. And Ian Clark subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Here's Nene. Nice D from Cousins. New Orleans leading by 17. And Moore kicks to Liggins. Count it, good.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
And so here is Houston. Now Gordon. 8 points for him. Rob. And now the Pelicans on the break. And here we go. And that one's good by Clark. Clark's got 5 now.
A lot of people feel like Moore has natural point guard ability, so I like to see him find the open man.
Nene, the screen. And it's Ejuan Moore with the foul. That's his first foul. So for the Rockets, Mbaamute's checked in for Anderson. Johnson comes in for Trevor Ariza. And it's P.J. Tucker in for Paul. Johnson, the pass to Tucker. Back to Johnson. Shoots it. Misses off the left iron.
Trying to shoot his way out of this slump, but thus far, not working.
Yeah, I hope it hasn't gone to his head. He may be trying too hard at this point.
Here's Diallo. Pass to Liggins. Shot clock at 5. Here's Diallo. He's guarded by Mbaamute. That one falls.
Up by a bunch. He's still pushing the action, trying to impose his will.
Well, collectively, they've done it tonight here. A passionate performance from the squad.
Now, here's Nene. 5 points in the game. Here's Liggins. He's guarded by Johnson. No good from Clark. Houston's gone a less than productive 2 of 6 from three-point land in the second half. And DeAndre Liggins picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Whoops, anticipated the pass. Turnover.
The instincts on defense on full display there. It was a gamble for sure, but it paid off big time in the form of a steal.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
Well, it fires up your teammates and the fans when you make plays like that out in the open court and explosive.
Yes, that goes in. That's 7 points for Nene.
Look at the intensity of Nene, one of the strongest guys in the game. Phenomenal at scoring the ball inside.
Screen by Cousins. Clark kicks to Moore. Feeds it to Liggins. 6 to shoot. Passes to Diallo. Cousins with a screen on Mbaamute. Here's Clark. And he overshot that one, missing. The Rockets really having a tough go here. Gordon kicks to Mbaamute. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Diallo's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Moore with it, and it's Gordon picking him up. Moore with the bucket.
Defense certainly wasn't bad, but they've got to be a little bit quicker on contesting the shot.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
And I like this timeout. You're getting terrible rim protection right now.
Well, you got to ask your team to give you a little bit more effort because there's just not a lot of fire on the defensive end.
Alexis Ajinça has checked in for DeMarcus Cousins. We take a second here to take a look at the shot chart for the Pelicans.
And when you come into a game with the mindset of going right at the rim and not settling for outside shots, this is what your shot chart will look like. Every chance they've had to either attack the paint or play back to the basket, they've taken it, and it's been a complete success thus far.
For Houston, they have shot 70% from the free throw line tonight, 7 for 10. That's good from Tucker. New Orleans leading by 22. Moore outside. Kicks to Liggins to the wing right side. Fades away. And it's Ajinça missing. And for Houston, they're shooting 35% or so in the third quarter. Whatever they're trying is not working. Mbaamute dishes to Tucker. Houston moving it around. 5 to shoot. Nene setting the pick for Gordon. And the rejection by Ajinça. And so it looks like the Rockets will retain possession here. 1:44 left to play in the third. And the shot is good from Johnson. New Orleans has gotten the three-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. They're 6 of 15. And Luke Ba'amute, the Prince, as many know him, very good forward out of UCLA. Brent, he can help with offense, but his biggest contributions for sure come on the defensive end.
And a lot of things, Kevin, for Mbamute is just positional outcome. Maybe not a lot of blocks, maybe not a lot of steals, but a good solid defender that gets his minutes out there because he's willing and committed to that end of the floor.
He's off on the first. Good on the second free throw. 1:24 left to play in the third. Johnson outside. Nene, the screen. Johnson kicks to Nene. And the officials call a traveling violation. Teams value the three so much nowadays. Let's check out the best at it. In third, the Rockets.
No doubt they have snipers on that roster, that's for sure. It's been a terrific year for them from beyond the arc.
New Orleans leading by 21. 1:02 left in the third. Here's Diallo. Kick out to Moore. Out to the wing. Clark, the pass to Moore. Misses the three. And now here comes Gordon leading the break. He can't get that one. And New Orleans will come the other way. Earlier in the game, they held a 25-point lead. Next up in the docket, the Bucks following this one. That game is the first and last of their homestand. And he gets the bucket.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
So far tonight, he's gone 4 of 6 at the line. Pelicans leading by 18. Moore with it. He has 7. Here's Clark over Gordon. And that one's good by Clark. Clark's got 5 points now in the quarter. And for Houston, their shooting struggles apparent. 37% from the field. Gordon a screen. Johnson outside. From deep. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. And so it's New Orleans closing out the quarter with a 20-point lead. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. We come back right after this. Let's take a listen now to Alvin Gentry.
Hey, let's keep it up, guys. Let's keep running, though. We can get out in the open court and run all we want, all right?
Alvin Gentry satisfied with some of what he's seeing, but would like his guys to pick up the pace.
And there have been some opportunities in transition that they have yet to capitalize on. May have cost them some points.
And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. We've got Mbamute. E.J. Tucker is out there with Gordon. Then there's Nene. And it's Johnson in at the 3, the small forward. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. Here's Clark. There's the pick. Here's Diallo, and it's Nene with the rebound. Nene's got his 7th rebound here tonight, and it's Gordon penetrating, and he finishes nicely on the layup.
Great finish from Gordon in traffic. You like to see the smaller guys operate down low as long as they're patient.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans.
Yeah, I mean, it's an opportunity to kind of regroup and discuss ways to maximize these possessions.
And therein lies the trick, discussing ways to be aggressive, but not committing turnovers.
Houston making some changes. Clint Capella comes in for Nene. And it's James Harden in for P.J. Tucker. A big group substitution here for New Orleans. And Anthony Davis is checked in for Diallo. Mirotic comes in for DeAndre Liggins. Drew Holiday is checked in for Etuan Moore. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Ian Clark. Now, here's Ajinça. Outside for Davis. Clock at 4. They set the pick. Goes up off the pick. And it's Davis with the jam.
Great decision by AD there to charge towards the basket and finish the shot around the defense.
Rockets trail by 18. Now, here is Harden. Gordon a screen for the 3. And Harden with the basket on the assist from Capella.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Davis sets a screen. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Alvin Gentry plucked away from the Warriors staff that won a title in 2015, and he was an assistant coach there. He sees the opportunity to take over his own team once again after having coached in Phoenix and headed to New Orleans. Now has a ton of talent on the inside. Can he get some guard help this year to make a push to the playoffs?
The first free throw is good. And Gentry has some great talent certainly to work with up front for the Pelicans. But Brent, they haven't made the playoffs. How much patience will this franchise have?
Well, the first couple years, Kevin, you really have to look at the injuries that absolutely devastated this roster. So how do you look at Alvin Gentry and blame him for not having all the parts working because they simply didn't work? So the rumors around the front office and about second guessing. Let's give Alvin Gentry, especially after this massive trade, to bring in these two centers some time to put this thing together.
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2.
And the southpaw stroke of Harden is just beautiful to watch. When he's cooking, he's one of the more lethal scorers in our league.
And both free throws good for James Harden.
And watching James Harden, the amount of shots he is able to create for himself and his teammates, he just does so much from his position that is unrivaled. One of the greatest offensive threats, not only today, but really of the last decade.
And here we go. Fast break. Paul's got it. And the dunk by Capella.
And love how Paul seeks out his teammates. Superb at slicing the D to pieces with his passing.
It was beautiful the first time, but Under Armour showing us the replay of that tremendous alley-oop again. Another unleash chaos moment. Now, here's Ajinça. Back to Holiday. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And for Harden, he's been in the conversation, Greg, for MVP for several years. The way he's able to just carry an offense with his creativity garners attention.
And Kevin, I think he might have won it last year if it wasn't for the amazing season put in by Russell Westbrook. Don't count Harden out, though. He's such a unique talent on offense. Maybe this will be his year to bring home that MVP award.
Shots.
That free throw good from Drew Holiday. And with Drew Holiday's size, Brent, are you surprised he's not more of a slashing point guard?
Well, it's interesting, Kevin, because the percentage of field goal attempts for Drew Holiday last year from 0 to 3 feet was around 30%. So he actually had the most field goals around the rim that he's ever had in any season.
Both free throws good from Drew Holiday. And so it's Houston with it, down by 15. Paul kicks to Ariza. The pass to Capella. And the wide open shot from Paul, off target from three-point range. And Holiday, here we go, lays it up and banks it in. Holiday's got 4 points this quarter.
This is how you ruin an opposing team's defense. Holiday runs inside and finds the easy shot there.
Here's Harden, and a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. That's now 22 points for James Harden. New Orleans leading by 15. And Holiday kicks to Mirotic. Back to Holiday. To the middle. And the shot goes down. And that's 13 points for Nikola Mirotic.
Always tough to work the closer you get to the basket. Nice job of finding an angle on the pass there.
Paul kicks to Harden. Over Holiday. And it's Houston with another.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
For New Orleans, they've gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. Davis sets a screen. Outside Holiday. He kicks it to Ajinça. Back to Holiday. Just 5 to shoot. Outside Rondo. He dishes it to Mirotic. Tries again. That shot off the mark. Good D by Ariza. And here comes Ariza, leading the fast break. Paul for 3. Offensive rebound. Capella dishes to Harden. And Davis sends it back.
Phenomenal defense by Anthony Davis to spike that shot back. He'd make a heck of a volleyball player.
That's a 2 from Paul. Nice teamwork to set up the pick play and make the space for the J.
Oh, nice screen. Really a poor defensive reaction and the obvious result.
Yeah, when you fail to get over the top, more than likely that jumper is going to go down.
Now here's Davis. Rebounded by Capella. Capella's got 7 rebounds in the game. Holiday against Harden. Down low. It's stolen by Davis. And Davis sends it back. Holiday inside the line, steps back and drains the jump shot.
When Holiday is hitting shots like that, they're in great shape. He is as consistent as they come from that area on the floor.
To the paint, tries to keep it alive. Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession. New Orleans making a switch here. Cousins is checked in. And here's Rondo. The feed now to Mirotic. Over Harden. Over Harden. That's short off the rim. Rockets trail by 15. Rebound by Drew Holiday. The Pelicans have gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth. 4 of 9. Dishes it to Cousins. He feeds it to Rondo. Pass to Davis. Shoots over Capella from 13 feet. It goes down. Davis has got 12 points here in the second half.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Ariza kicks to Capella. There's the pick. And here's Harden for 3. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Holiday's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Davis, the pass to Cousins. And Capella sends it back. Kicks it out to Ariza. The Rockets again can't hit. Pelicans leading by 17. It's tipped. It's stolen by Ariza. They push it up 4 on 3. Paul outside. Inside. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Paul.
Yeah, this is where you have to sharpen up your passing. That's a careless turnover.
For New Orleans, they've gone 5 of 11 from the field in the fourth quarter. Rondo dishes to Cousins, and Cousins throws it down.
I mean, big guys can still dominate the game, and Cousins added here in this one. An efficient scorer who knows how to get to his spots.
Harden outside. Anderson a screen on Holiday. Harden. At the elbow, Paul over Davis, and Davis sends it back. And here is Mirotic. Screen by Cousins. Rondo kicks to Mirotic. Over in the corner, Cousins. Off target from outside. Rockets trail by 19. Trying to get back on track. And oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. And Mirotic kicks to Holiday. Back to Mirotic. From the arc. The shot by Holiday, no good.
And they still need to step up just a little bit. They have the lead, but he needs to find himself out there.
Another miss by Houston.
I think the D is just fine with those kind of shot attempts coming from him there because he's not hitting anything right now.
And it's Davis missing.
And you got to give him credit there. Great effort to contest that shot.
Well, I love the fact that they put the security system on their house, protecting the paint there.
Ariza no luck.
Oh, and the D did not make that any easier. Can't fault the shooter for missing. That's a tough shot.
Davis against Capella. Now here is Mirotic. D right on him. Softly drops in the floater. Mirotic has got 4 this quarter.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
Timeout called, the Rockets. Brent, the NBA has a new CBA, a collective bargaining agreement. How big a win is this for everyone involved?
I don't think the league has been in a better situation than it is right now, Kevin. And for the fact that labor discussions all took place behind closed doors without anything sneaking out underneath them, I think it was great for the league. It's been great for Adam Silver. It's been great for the Players Association. So it's nice to see the train keep rolling.
Now Paul. Harden outside. Looking to end the run. Here's Capella. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time.
And Harden is more than just a scorer. He's also got some sensational handles and passing instincts. Loves connecting with his teammates.
Now here's Rondo. Outside Holiday. Ariza against Mirotic. Clock at 6. Here's Holiday. And the layup's good off the glass. And the Pelicans lead by 21.
Now Holiday looking comfortable there when he gets in close.
Paul against Rondo. Paul passes to Harden. Capella sets a screen for Harden. Layup off the pick. And Capella with the layup. Capella's got 6 here in this quarter.
Got to give a ton of credit to the screener there. That was a perfect pick to give his teammate the space to knock down the shot.
And Trevor Ariza is going to pick up a foul here. That's his first foul.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Mirotic against Ariza. Shoots from the elbow. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. And that's 17 points for Nikola Mirotic. Rockets trail by 21. Harden dishes to Capella. Ariza a screen on Cousins. Paul for three. Good on the three-point shot.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for New Orleans.
A beautiful pass doesn't always get you on the highlight reels, but there were some spectacular dishes in this game.
You know what? It was a team that was in sync and just trusted one another to take the right shots.
And so that moves their record to 11 wins on the year.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this four-game season series.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Anthony Davis.
Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
And so it's New Orleans with it after Eric Gordon's three-pointer that didn't go. They set the screen. Here's Liggins. Nene pulls it in. There's 48 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Johnson, Moore with the block. And they'll keep possession. And that one drops for him. Here's Clark. Pass to Diallo. Moore left side. The dish now to Clark. Just 4 to shoot. To the wing right side. Here's Liggins. And again, New Orleans has no luck. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. And Gordon gets it to go in on the assist from Tucker.
And that's what you want in transition, a high percentage opportunity.
The story is true, and here the defense does a very poor job of matching up.
Here's Clark. So we see the Pelicans taking the W here, and in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, gee, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. AD, it looked like you guys were having some fun out there. Is there a new dynamic coming up offensively?
No, we just don't care who scored the ball. You know, the ball movement was great. Everybody's rebounding and talking. So when we play like that, it's fun to watch. You know, and everybody out there having fun, smiling, a lot of emotion. That's all we asked. That's all Coach asked for, and we did that tonight.
Good win tonight, AD. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll do it, folks. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long, everyone.